The Intelligent Observer, from gold to oil, and now to AI-backed dollar system. If you like my content thus far, please subscribe. Part 1. The Ghost in the Machine. Look at the world around you. If you've been following this channel, you saw our recent deep dive into whether artificial intelligence can be enlightened. You saw how 100,000 people tuned in to hear about the day artificial intelligence failed to see war coming. There's a reason those topics are exploding. People feel deep in their gut that the ground is shifting. The architecture of global power is being rewritten, and it's not happening in a voting booth. It's happening in the very foundation of what we call money. Throughout history, whoever holds the anchor holds the world. In 1944, we decided that anchor was gold. The United States dollar was as good as the yellow metal sitting in a vault. But by 1971, the gold was running out, and the system broke. That's when we moved to the Petrodollar. We made a deal with the desert. We give you weapons and protection, and you make sure every drop of oil on this planet is sold for greenbacks. Suddenly, the dollar wasn't backed by gold. It was backed by the energy that ran the world. But that era is dying. We are now entering the third and most dangerous stage, the age of the compute-backed dollar. Part 2. The Kinetic Shield. Now, you have to understand that this transition isn't peaceful, it's written in blood. Every time a nation tried to break away from the dollar's anchor, the Kinetic Shield was activated. Look at Iraq in the year 2000. Saddam Hussein decided to sell oil for euros. Within 3 years, his regime was gone, and Iraqi oil was priced back in dollars. Look at Libya in 2011. Muammar Gaddafi was planning a gold-backed African currency called the gold dinar. He wanted to bypass the dollar entirely. He was killed, his gold disappeared, and the project died with him. These weren't just wars for democracy. They were currency wars. They were messages sent to the world. The dollar is the only unit of account allowed. But today, the message has changed. The United States isn't just fighting to keep oil in dollars anymore. It's fighting for something much more invisible and much more powerful. Part 3. The Iran Diversion and the Great Delay. This brings us to the current situation with Iran. If you've been watching the news, it looks like a standard geopolitical explosion. But if you look closer, you'll see it for what it truly is. The ultimate Great Delay tactic. This conflict is a strategic political distraction. While the world is glued to the images of missiles and naval blockades in the Middle East, the real war is being fought in silence. The United States is using these kinetic theater pieces to buy time. They need to keep the old world powers and the public locked in a struggle over 20th century resources like land and oil. Why? To delay the inevitable rise of a rival while they finalize the rails for the new world order. This is a diversionary war. It's designed to exhaust the resources of rivals and distract the global gaze, while the United States secures the Silicon high ground. The real prize isn't Tehran. The real prize is making sure China never crosses the finish line of the artificial intelligence race. Part 4. The Digital Alchemist and the Compute Dollar. While the bombs are falling, a new law was quietly passed, the Guiding and Establishing National Innovation for United States Stablecoins Act. This is the most important piece of paper you've never heard of. It transforms digital dollars from a wild experiment into a regulated pillar of national power. It mandates that every digital dollar be backed 1-to-1 by United States Treasury debt. But here is the hidden hand move. The United States is beginning to condition access to its most powerful chips on a very specific promise. If you want the high-end graphics processing units needed to run your nation, you must agree to settle every single artificial intelligence service you export in dollars. Just as you once needed dollars to buy oil, you will now need dollars to buy the intelligence that runs your hospitals, your banks, and your infrastructure. This is the birth of the compute dollar. It is a structural demand that is faster, deeper, and more pervasive than oil ever was. Part 5. The Shadow War for the Silicon High Ground. This is why we are seeing a computational siege against China. The United States has realized that the largest single advantage it holds isn't its military, it's the disparity in computing resources. They are effectively throttling China's progress by cutting off the extreme ultraviolet lithography tools needed to make the next generation of chips. This is the ultimate shadow competition. If the United States can maintain this computing penalty for just a few more years, they will achieve an algorithmic hegemony that no amount of tanks can overcome. China knows this, which is why they are desperately building their own digital Silk Road, trying to offer an alternative tech stack to the rest of the world. But as long as the United States controls the frontier of high-end chips, they control the rules of the game. Part 6. The end of human central banking. We are also moving toward the end of human central banking. Forget about committees deciding interest rates based on months-old data. We are entering the era of systemically autonomous artificial intelligence-driven, real-time, interest rate environments. Imagine a world where the cost of money changes every second based on real-time data from supply chains and digital transactions. This is the ultimate smart power. It removes the lag that causes economic bubbles, but it also removes human oversight. It creates a monetary system that responds at the speed of light, managed by the very algorithms that the United States is fighting so hard to monopolize. It's a world where might is right is replaced by code is law. Part 7. Living in the fractured world. So what does this actually look like for you and me? We are living in what analysts call Stage 6 of the big cycle. It's a late-stage imperial decline where the old rules break down. We're seeing massive debt, intense polarization, and a jobless growth, where companies scale up their profits using artificial intelligence without scaling up their workforce. The intelligence standard rewards those who own the logic and punishes those who only offer labor. The global supply of trust is shrinking, and the old order is under destruction. In this fractured world, the gap between the winners and the losers isn't just about money. It's about who understands the new rails of power. Part 8. The playbook for the sovereign individual. But here's the good news. This transition is creating a massive opportunity if you know where to look. We are moving from an era where you were just a product whose data was sold to an era where you can actually own the infrastructure. This is the world of decentralized physical infrastructure networks. You don't have to be a tech giant to benefit. You can contribute to the people's network. You can put a dash cam in your car and earn tokens by building a map that competes with Google. You can rent out the idle power of your gaming computer to help a creator in another country render a video. You can even share your unused internet bandwidth to help train the very models that are reshaping the world. By positioning yourself as a provider of compute and data, you aren't just watching the transition, you are becoming a foundational part of the next hegemony. The wars are the distraction. The compute is the reality. The future belongs to the observers who are ready to act. If you like today's content, please support The Intelligent Observer by hitting the subscribe button. Do leave your comments and thoughts. Till next time, this is your Intelligent Observer.